Chasing Purpose was designed to empower, uplift, and enlighten you on your journey in chasing your purpose.
Don't waste your time with thoughts of giving up.
Chasing Purpose.
Not too late for us to try. We can overcome.
Chasing Purpose. Candid conversations, nurturing faith, pursuing aspirations, setting intentions.
Together we rise, divided we fall.
Yeah.
Let Jah lead the way.
Chasing Purpose.
Cause God always a listen.
Chasing Purpose.
One day I have to win. That's why I'ma try again.
Chasing Purpose. Hosted by Teasea.
Them call me up before the race even start. I may carry on that pain in my heart. Judge, I clear the way for my walk. Keep the light on my face in the dark.
They don't know the struggles we face in life. They only see the chains and the video lights. Once a man, yes, twice a child. That's why the fire keep blazing through the night. We're destined for greatness. Yeah, we're destined for greatness. Jah, shine your light on the sun now, so the whole world can know.
Jah, shine the light on the path. I'ma walk in the roads in the night. Yeah, I want to eat and I try if you come blind me, just open my eyes. Yeah. I'm in one for them, I pray for see me demise. More Jah love me, Jah love me.
Love is all I show everywhere that I go. I've seen so many faces, but in time I will know. Just say feed your focus on me now. That's how the pagans go. Even when the road get rocky, I know.
Me know one day the table must turn, and the wicked must burn. Every got a youth a king, and that me confirm. So no matter how the storm get rough, man stand firm. Psalms 37 at the first verse man learn. Cause them want see me lie down with maggot and worm. But I never walk alone, no, in the dark. The most I am my lantern. Jah shine the light on the path. I'ma walk in the roads in the night, yeah. I want to eat and I try if you come blind me, just open my eyes, yeah. I'm in one for them, I pray for see me demise. But Jah love me, Jah love me. Yeah.
So we're destined for greatness.
Yeah.
We're destined for greatness.
Go be.
Destined for greatness.
Yeah.
Jah shine your light on the sun now.
Yeah.
Grab your journal, grab your pen, as we dive into thought-provoking conversations.
Yeah.
Destined for greatness.
Humans and monsters are not the same. Yeah.
Tonight marks Chasing Purpose's 50th episode. And before we get into our candid conversations, we have to pause to acknowledge and celebrate this milestone. This journey has been an incredible one for all of us. Through the words of wisdom, the encouragement, the laughter, the tears, and the gems each guest that sat beside me has shared, has poured into not just me, but for all of us. So I thank you guys. I thank my entire team. Wow. 50. I cannot believe that I'm saying that I've shot 50 episodes of this thing that was birthed inside of me. So thank you for 50, and I'm looking to 50 more. Chasing Purpose was created to uplift, inspire, and empower you, and we will continue to do so with each and every episode. I must again thank my team and everyone who comes together each week to make this show a success. Many more to go, guys. We commemorate this milestone with a few memorable gems from our 50 episodes, courtesy of our CP team and guests.
I think once you find your purpose, you have to chase it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
To keep it, to hone it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. You know what it is, and It's more like a path then. For me, the purpose is a path.
Purpose, it's on a continuum. I don't think we've just come to finding our purpose and bam, that's it. Because even in finding your purpose, you sometimes realize that there's another purpose inside of your purpose.
You have to be selective, because if you're healing and going through the healing process, then the same people that were there during the chaos might not be there during the calm.
We are so hungry and thirsty for validation. I want you to think I'm
Can you
nice.
say a little bit louder, please? Because, hungry and thirsty for validation.
Yeah. I want you to think I'm nice. I want you to like me. I want you to love me. So I'm going to just give you my tribe, my kidney, everything. And I'll just survive on whatever is left.
When I first heard the term go forth boldly, the first thing that came to mind was the permission to pursue that which is already yours. You don't get the notion or the command or the decree to do something boldly unless there's like a certainty that whatever it is that you're going after or that you're pursuing is in fact yours.
Be who you is and not who you ain't, because if you ain't who you is who you ain't.
I don't think we think about our accountability as self-awareness, but you can't have it, Like there's no accountability without knowing who you are.
In gaining, sometimes you may have to lose.
Yes.
So,
and that's okay.
Right. And that's where the unapologetic comes in.
It's so easy for us to hold on to criticism. It's easy for us to hold on to feelings of not enoughness. It's easy for us to believe all the lies. But that doesn't make them true.
Yes. It does not make it true.
The ladder of success is never crowded at the top. Because you help somebody else to succeed, it does not stop your success. As far as I'm concerned, it further helps to galvanize who you are because you pay it forward.
Life wasn't meant to be lived alone.
Say it again.
Life was just simply not meant to be lived alone. And I think loneliness is one of the most tragic human afflictions of the spirit.
Belief, as one speaker puts it, belief is the filter in which we see the world.
Belief is the filter in which we see the world. Belief is the filter in which we see the world, which is so crazy because we live life right now with filters. Everything about
True. And I've never made that connection before, but that might be why filters have the attraction they have, because they change the way we see the world.
On September 16, we turn one and we will have a special show planned. So stay tuned, add it to your calendar, set your alarm, do all you have to do, and join us September 16th. How many stories have we heard where parents share memories of a child running towards something or doing something that the parents deemed not safe? While at the beach, how many times have we seen a toddler run straight towards the ocean? Growing up, we were taught life lessons, and we are guided to believe that the lessons that were taught were lessons for our good. And for the most part, they were. These lessons were put in place to protect us and to guide us. They were taught to us by our parents, our grandparents, aunts and uncles, by persons in the community, teachers, pastors, and what they were doing, they were instilling in us what was instilled in them. Looking back, I often wonder, what if you allowed the child to run free instead of stopping them? What if you allowed them to voice their opinion at the age of 4 instead of saying, stay out of big people argument? They didn't want us to be harmed, which makes sense. But I wonder how many times, or the one instance that we allowed to test the children, to test their fear, to push that boundary, how much greater or empowered we would be today. Now, I'm certainly not saying to allow your child to run off or to do anything to harm them. But what if we allowed them just to live without fear? What if we allowed our children to live without fear? What if we were allowed to live without fear, to run to the ocean, to jump into the pool, to slide down the steps, to jump, yell, and voice our opinions? What exactly was stripped away from us? What limiting beliefs were placed on us? Did our parents, our guides, unintentionally box in our greatness? Not just our parents, but society dictates how and when we should be using our voice. Certain experiences cause us to second guess ourselves. Tonight, I want us to strip away the ideas of thinking small as we discuss the steps needed to unbox our greatness. Welcome to Chasing Purpose, a space where we are nurturing our faith, pursuing aspirations, setting intention, all while living boldly. On last week's show, we were joined by the lovely Dania Beckford, who shared great insights on confidence. Here's our purposeful pull from last week's show.
sometimes when you're on this road to whatever purpose we want to get to, whatever goal, whether it be career, family, happiness, whatever we want to get to sin, if you don't feel like you bring value for yourself, to yourself, and to others, it's going to hold you back.
Our candid conversation continues tonight with Teasea Bennett, CEO and co-founder of REVE Jewelry and Accessories. So before we start, grab your pen, grab your glass of water, grab your journal, because tonight is going to be filled with gems. All right, quick backstory. I believe we were somewhere, I don't even know, Grosvenor Terrace somewhere. I forget, it's the art gallery somewhere over there. And there was a round table of entrepreneurs, a small group of us, and we were doing a roundtable talk about business and how we can empower each other. And in our conversations, again, this is a backstory. I don't even remember what the context of the conversation was or how this came about, but Teasea said, "Unbox your greatness." And literally, I had a mind-blowing kind of reaction. Unbox your greatness. Unbox your greatness. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Teasea, welcome to Chasing Purpose.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. And let's just acknowledge, okay? This is, look at this, REVE Jewelry. For my people in the diaspora, you've got to know REVE Jewelry. They're on Instagram, and she'll give you all that stuff in the end. But just, I mean, absolute fabulousness. Teasea, unbox your greatness. Do you agree that limiting beliefs from our parents or our guides who have raised us has caused us to kind of shrink or put us in a box?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I love what you said before about, you know, the fact that it was instilled. That word was so powerful when you said that just now. It's like rooting us, you know, and of course, it's something that was passed on to them and they're passing on to us, believing that they're doing the world of good for us. So I remember when we had that circle, that was very powerful for me because I'm one of those girls, I think I shared that with you growing up. I was one of those girls that was the girl in a group of men. So that was the energy. And so having that moment when we were there, having that circle of women and female entrepreneurs just exchanging stories, it was really very powerful. And I think that phrase, unboxing greatness, when he said it to me, I didn't really realize for myself. For me, it was just been a mantra based on how I live my life and how I lead my life and things that I've noticed along the way. Like one of the things I've always craved is wisdom. And so, and you know, like I honestly believe that we are vessels of God.
Absolutely.
And so everything that we do, everything He's created has a purpose and has its destiny. And so I've always walked in faith. And luckily for me, my parents, I mean, they had their limitations, of course, you know, simple country people from Jamaica. And they instilled, I love that word, I can't stop saying it, but they instilled such great characteristics in us. And one of them was the love, especially my mother. She was big on God and honoring God. My dad is really big on family. And so I come from a lineage of women that the women, especially my dad's side, is so industrious and hardworking. And it's something I always admire, and I'm happy that I had that root. So for me, I've always walked in faith. So it came up because like fear was not something to this day, I don't allow fear to cripple me. Actually, I train myself to use it to propel me like a catalyst, actually. So because of that, even when my parents, I remember when I wanted to live and work in France because French is my second language, and rêve is actually the French word taken from the verb rêver, to dream. And I premeditated my name because I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I also knew that I needed to be open to learning and understanding. So my journey, everywhere I went, I walked in faith that, you know, I'm here because God put me here. I need to learn and suck up as much as I can.
Very important.
And so that's why I say unboxing your greatness, because there's such potential in us, but we really don't know.
Yeah. All that we have is within.
Everything.
All that we need is within.
Everything.
I do see a shift happening in the right direction as it pertains to us understanding or realizing or being cognizant that the potential is within. And, you know, when we have people like, I like to call us light bearers that understand that the potential is within, right? The more that we can shine that light, the more that we can empower others or give them the knowledge or just the understanding to say, you have it. It is within. Oh, the way, the shift of the world, the direction in which we're going is going to be a simple one, an amazing one, when we all realize that we are gifted with what we need already by His graces. All right. Looking back, are there instances where you could recall that you didn't understand why you were being told no?
Oh, Lord. Of course. But, it's funny you said that, we were talking earlier and I didn't know that you're a Leo woman.
Yeah.
My mother is a Leo. Like, we're like a day apart. Like,
yes.
And
the best sign, by the way.
Listen, fire sign.
Yes.
So, I test my mother's faith.
Yeah.
But I grew up in a household where, like, as a firstborn, like, it's 3 of us. And,
firstborn, yeah.
And the more my mother tell me no, is that the more curious I got. Yep. So I used to get no flicks. Lord Jesus. Beat me till she tired. And my forefather would be like, Lena, stop me in the pit. It's so funny. Our home was like a sitcom, but my mother believed in that a lot. But it was such a beautiful balance because my dad believes in talking. And so I had the balance in our household where my mom would, she would just like react as a, have fire sign and hothead. But my dad would be like, take it down a notch. So my mom was more like the Jamaican parent, be like, no, say what's now, whatever. And then my dad would be like, just chill. Yeah. And he would just simmer down the situation. And then when we got home, he'd be like, what was going on? Why would you do that? And he would actually ask you, not just react. And that's something that I really admire and I really try to carry through myself.
Do you know how important though that is? Just acknowledging, this acknowledgement of you at that age, that something may be wrong, not just reacting. I think a lot of our parents in the Caribbean, I speak to the Caribbean sector because that's what I know. I was born up in a Caribbean household. There is a quick to react.
Yeah, man.
Quick, go find the belt.
He said, find the belt.
But imagine if you were just, like what Daddy did, kind of, let's see, why did this happen?
Yeah.
Balance is important.
Yeah.
Do you feel you're living to your fullest potential?
Oh, Lord. As I said, we're limitless beings and there's so much to learn. For me, as mentioned before, I crave and hunger for knowledge and wisdom. And so I'm very open, very selective about who I surround myself with and who I take knowledge and wisdom from. But I think there's so much more. I think I have so much more in me to offer. And I'm very excited about, the future. I remember one woman, she put it beautifully. She's like, be grateful for all that you have, but don't be satisfied. Don't be complacent. And I think that summarizes beautifully the way I feel.
Have you ever felt limitations placed on you due to fear?
Absolutely. But for me, I've trained myself purposely to use fear as a catalyst as opposed to allowing it to cripple me. Wow. So for me, when I get fearful about something, I get very excited about it. So it reminds me of like being like a pitney that used to, test my mother for like a faith. But that's what it does for me. And I can remember instances, for example, when I've always seen myself, and it's so important to stay focused. I think finding your purpose is first understanding yourself, right? Going on that journey, allowing yourself to blossom, and I'm so, as I mentioned the women in my family before, like I had one of my grandmothers, oh my God, God rest her soul, she was so beautiful, Catherine. We called her Auntie Me. But I remember one time saying to her, I was about 8 or something, and I realized that I would have this thing about me where I would meet people for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know them from anywhere, And just this passion of like, I really don't like that person. And I was so afraid to tell my mom because she trained us on being so courteous and polite and all of that stuff. And I remember telling my grandmother, because we had that closeness, and I was like, Grandma, I noticed that I would meet some people. There's this girl in my class. I don't really talk to her, but every time I come across her, like I get so angry. And in her words, she said to me, she said, baby, you know about the spirit world? And I'm like, she's like, when you go to sleep, when you go to dream, sometimes you meet other people. Your spirit wanders when you sleep, and you will meet other people in that world. And your enemies, the same way you'll meet people that you feel close to, your friends. And so when you see each other in the physical plane, it's like naturally you'll be, repulsed or whatever, but it's because your enemies you've met before, and spirit recognize spirit. And she said to me, she's like, it's okay But you should, what I loved what she did, she said to me, whatever you're feeling, it's okay to feel that way.
Yes.
But you should respect what your mommy taught you and be nice to people, but listen to how you feel.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to go with that feeling.
Great advice.
It was powerful.
Listen to how you feel, because that feeling, that whatever that emotion was your body, your mind saying to you, well, maybe that's not the person for you. It's amazing how energies are. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
Absolutely.
That's what I love what she said. She said, it's okay. So do what your mommy trained, like be nice and be polite, but you don't have to be friends. No one is telling you have to do anything. It's okay to follow how you feel. And I, you know, my grandma, oh God, I love her. Like we have maroon blood running through our veins, and my grandmother, you know, she was a maroon, she was mixed, and I really respect her a lot for that, for teaching me about understanding and respecting that.
Yeah. I want to talk more about what you said about your fear exciting you. Because a lot of us, the fear quickly boxes us up.
Yeah, it does.
We envelope, and that's it.
But you have to train yourself, you see? And that's why it's so important, as I said, to go on a journey of self-discovery. And even the book of Proverbs, my said grandmother, she said to me, she's like, Teasea, promise me that you're going to read the Bible. I'm like, sure, grandma. I told her fleetingly, I was like, but that was when I became a woman is when I actually fulfilled that promise. And it was one of the greatest things I've ever done. That book is so full with wisdom. Like, talk about gems. It's a lot still, but yeah, I took my time and went through it. And in the book of Proverbs, it talks about, it talks exactly about that, about a man who understands himself. Like, understanding yourself is even more powerful than controlling cities. That's what the book of Proverbs says, you know. So going on that journey of self-discovery and respecting how you feel, and working with yourself are the greatest thing I can do for yourself. And then everything else is, you know,
self-discovery,
will fall into place.
Self-discovery, understanding how you feel.
Yeah.
These are things that we do not allow ourselves to do.
And we've been trained to not listen to our gut feelings. We've been trained, and so we have to check in with it. We need to do it like an inventory of self. We need to check in.
Inventory of self.
Yeah.
Inventory of self. We have to. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I learned advanced that. I don't know if I'm saying it properly, but reading is such an amazing thing because, you know, discovering what that author said, and she spoke about taking at least 5 minutes a day to self-reflect. And I'm happy that I learned that so early in my life because practice becomes better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been able to practice it. But it's so important. And one of the things that her guide was to think about how your day went. Think about what you've accomplished, but you have not accomplished. Are you happy with it? Are you happy with yourself and how you reacted to something? How can you improve yourself? And so I've been practicing that even before really falling into becoming an entrepreneur, falling into becoming a mentee and a mentor, learning from people who I have such high regards and respect for, and people that I feel like I can emulate, and I would want to emulate certain things about their characteristics, you know, things that I would want to adapt for myself. And that has something that I really hold very dear to me in my quest of self-development.
Self-development, development of self, I think is something that is so important on our purpose journey.
Yes, it is.
You know, in life, we are caught up, you know, you're taught in life by your parents, the community, teachers, so on and so forth. When we get to adulthood, we're now on this hamster wheel trying to adult.
Yes.
And society is telling you what to do, how to do it. You're caught up in what's happening in society and the marketing, especially in the social media world. But we're forgetting to develop ourselves as we do so.
Yeah.
You said something about reading and how reading is so powerful.
Yeah.
Knowledge is key. The minute that we stop learning, we're dead.
Yeah.
The minute. And I don't understand how people who just have this, you know, when I'm done with this MBA or I'm done with school. No, you have got to continue to read. You've got to continue to be learning, because when you're learning, there's growth there.
Yeah, man.
We weren't born to be stuck in this one place.
Yeah, man, definitely.
On this journey, we're supposed to be evolving and growing, and the only way we can do so is if we are gaining the knowledge. So reading is powerful, is very, very important.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we can pull from different creatives, and even like Junior Gong, I think he has a song where he says, you can destroy someone with a knife, but you can't destroy them. You can't destroy the pen. So wisdom. There's so many great, amazing, influential, just like mind-blowing people, and their truth, their wisdom, their expertise, their everything is captured in a book. And we can take that. We can take those nuggets.
And for those who do not want to read their Audible books now, I'm just imploring you and I'm encouraging you guys to read. There's so much power in that knowledge. There's so much power in edifying yourself and being able to grow, because that's what this is about, right? We didn't come here on this. Nobody came here to be stuck and to be stuck in a box, or to follow a person's ideals. I believe in living boldly. Look at this. This is living boldly. I want anybody that's listening to Chasing Purpose to live a life in which, when you look back, or when your children are looking over your life, they said, no, my mommy did the best that she could, and she lived boldly.
So
she lived to the best of her potential. And with that comes education, and with that comes growth.
It's inspiring.
In like...
The very nature of REVE jewelry, because I'm wearing a REVE Couture now. We have different collections under the company, but that's what the essence of what my brother does, and I think that's what attracts the women. I know, right? That's what attracts women to our company and to our pieces. Even like my brother, looking at him, like remember the first time he came out, the very way he styles his hair, like people would either laugh or like, what the heck? But it takes courage, and I didn't realize until doing our business how many people are actually living in fear and are so afraid to express themselves and to be themselves.
Yes.
It blows my mind. But, we're not really here to judge, we're here to love. So sometimes, even for ourselves, sometimes it's so hard to find compassion for ourselves, like for the slow down and to be patient and forgiving to self. So, but, much less for extend to someone else. But it's important to... When I see people react like that, I just smile, and my heart kind of aches for them. But
aches for them, correct? Because
it
that's
does.
an ignorance there.
But at the same time, I don't judge them for it, because I realize, it's not your thing. Not everything is everybody's thing. But I mean, just the fact that they're so quick to judge. But he's living his truth. I'm living my truth.
He's living his truth.
We're living our truth.
There's so much power in doing so, because a lot of us are living lies. A lot of us are
Don't
living
get
lies.
me started. But it is. And I realize that we've inspired we've had such a powerful impact on other people without even trying. Because we're so busy like holding our head down and doing what we're doing. Sometimes it's when somebody's yank us or touch us or say, like you said to me, like that comment you made about unboxing your greatness. Because honestly, it's just something that came through as a Rastaman would say, my meditation, from my personal observation and my journey. It's not because I'm just busy doing and on this journey of discovery, and I believe that we're not here for ourselves. We're vessels of God, and so I have to make sure I suck up as much so that I can pass it on in an impactful way to anybody that I come in contact with.
The words that we speak, right? There's power in them. There's power in them, and we need to be speaking blessings over people, not tearing them down. Tearing them down. We need to be lifting everybody up, and with all that we do, we need to understand we are impacting. We are responsible for impacting others. All right, back to unboxing our greatness with Miss Teasea Bennett. And one day at the BTS, I decided to come out, and my goodness. All right, Teasea, what motivates you to give your best in life?
Wow, that's loaded. I honestly, there's so many wonderful people I can. But one person helped me to put this in summary is just I'm God's measuring stick. So for me, I don't do anything to impress anybody or by man's standard, but more like I honestly believe that a part of my purpose, like God is my creator, you know what I mean? We spoke about the word, and the word used to create the world. And for me, that's what motivates me. I want to be someone that pleases God. And so in my various roles of mommy, wife, businesswoman, friend, sister, daughter, all of those things, I want to please him.
Teasea, what advice would you give our listening audience about stepping into or unboxing their greatness?
I would say it's so important to get a focus and to stay focused. But self-discovery, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fall down and to get up and stuff. But most importantly, find out what comes to you naturally. What are you passionate about? What comes to you easily? And don't allow anything to let you lose focus from that. There are many, many distractions, and it's going to be really hard, because I still even struggle with staying focused sometimes. So writing it down is so important.
Yes.
I think writing down, journaling is so healing, and so it helps to really align, what you need for the. I think our next thing, to have a sense of humor, like, it's one of the greatest things you can do. Laugh after yourself, laugh after situations. I'm not saying to laugh at people, but don't take life so seriously. It's a beautiful thing, and we're here to uplift each other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Some other really important things I've learned along the way, and I'm still learning, is attune your mind to the positive things. Having a positive mindset is so important, and I think one way to do that is to be grateful. Be grateful.
Attitude is very important.
Just train yourself for count your blessings. Count your blessings and focus on the things that you can be grateful for. There's at least one thing you can be grateful for every day.
Absolutely.
So attuning your mind to the positive, being grateful and showing that, writing things down. Understand yourself are the best thing you can do for yourself. And in that breath as well is to honor your body. Yes, when you feel tired, rest yourself. If you're not feel for something, so follow your gut. My granny just said, follow your belly. Honor your body, respect your body.
We are not good at that. We're not good at that, because we're, especially as entrepreneurs, there's so much things that we have to be doing. And now, not only we're entrepreneurs, we're mummies, we're sisters, we're all these things. And when the body says,
I've learned my lesson the hard way. I used to be. I'm so ambitious. I'm so driven. No, it's fine, but I mean, I was unbalanced because I was so driven. Like, my vision and mission for my company and the things that I want to accomplish personally is so big that I would drive myself. I was like so driven. It was like tunnel vision, and God boxed me down. God boxed me down proper one day. I was sick and I wasn't paying attention to it. And I got really sick, where I had to do surgery. I had a cyst and I didn't want to do surgery and all that stuff. And I would still work, and I would just, I wouldn't even, when I'm in pain, I wouldn't even honor that. I don't like traditional medicine. And I'll be like, I'm not do this, I'm not do that. And I got really sick, where I had to do surgery and I had to recover. And it was so difficult for me, because I'm so fiercely independent. I want to do everything on myself, on my own and stuff. But that gave me time to sit down and to reflect, and to be grateful, and to realize that I wasn't here for myself, and what I do and what I don't do impact other people who love me. So it slowed me down in one good way. So now my journey now, a part of my personal mission now is to be, it's balance. Like a Rasta, I feel like my Rasta in my heart, because I feel like life is about a balance.
It is.
And so that is my quest right now.
It is, and when we can find that balance, it's hard.
I'm
still trying to find that balance. That balance is hard.
And keeping focus is hard too, because there's so many distractions, so much noise. So that's why it's so important that journaling is so important for me. Like, personally, like, I journal all the time, because it helps to realign my vision and my mission.
And in the Bible said it first. The Bible first talked about journaling in Habakkuk. I think it was to write the vision and make it clear. Okay, write the vision, make it clear so that others can read with it, can run, go along with it. So journaling has been a thing from them time there.
Powerful thing, man.
Do you look at failures or disappointments as opportunities or learning experiences?
What you say? I don't believe in a failure thing. I think it's learning opportunities. We will do things that we may not, as I said about self-reflection, that we may not be like the proudest of, or I feel like we could have done better and so on. But I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us to say, okay, how can I improve myself? I think another thing a lot of people, even me at one point, struggled with was compassion for self. So we should have compassion for ourselves, because nobody never given a manual. Well, the Bible, every book is flawed, and we have to pick nonsense. We have to pick sense with the nonsense. And the first time my faith got tested that way is when I was living in the belly of Europe, and people are like, oh, you know, growing up as a Christian, being in a Jamaican home and family and settings and stuff, when I was uprooted out of that, like at 19, so young, that's when my faith really got tested. And I had to learn to tune that out and to pick sense out of nonsense and to stay rooted and grounded. You know, so for me, you know, things will happen. Have compassion for yourself. It's okay, and let it go.
That is something that we are not, we don't do very well. Is to have self-compassion.
Yeah, we'll slip up.
Is very, very important, and that's something that I'm learning now, even for myself. Oh God, we're our hardest critics.
Yeah, we need to relax a little bit.
Yeah, we need to relax. A part of this journey of finding your purpose, having compassion of self, having the development or understanding the developments of self is going to be very, very critical on this journey. Looking back, Teasea, to your 13-year-old self, what advice would you give her now?
13-year-old, wow, it's funny. I don't know, but I think at that age, oh my gosh, I was such a little Miss Know-it-all. But at that age, oh my gosh, I would just say, just take your time and you're going to be okay. Yeah. And I think, you know, and I think I probably would have suck up more of the time and energy around women that I love, that in my family that went so early, like at aunts and my grandmothers and stuff. But yeah, I'm happy. I don't believe in being sorry about anything, because you see, you see that word when you're in faith, it's an action word too, you know. Yes, so if you believe everything happened for a reason, even the hard things, the really hard things, is a reason why it happened.
Well, it is.
So we have to pick the goodness out of it.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think I would tell myself, so it's okay, it's going to be all right.
Yeah, that's important. When we find ourselves in situations that are hard and you're constantly like, why does this happen to me, Lord? Why does it feel like every door is being shut, every window is being closed, I'm always getting no, or, you know, a marriage, a mash up, can't pay the bills, whatever the case may be. It is happening for a reason. Yes. There is a reason. Yes. Every setback is a setup for something greater.
I love that. It's a setup, big setup.
Big setup for something greater. Yeah. So take the no. Yeah. Take the closed door, because I promise on the other side of that, at that mountaintop, you will see why.
It's pressure creates diamonds, you know.
Yeah.
Pressure creates diamonds.
Pressure creates diamonds, let me tell you.
So take the pressure.
Take the pressure. Absolutely take the pressure. And not only that, in taking the pressure, you build so much character. You strengthen up yourself, strengthen your body.
So just God wants to know, you don't want no wimps.
Okay.
So just understand that, you know, so.
Yeah. And we are soldiers in your army. God same so. Teasea. Oh my gosh, what a day it has been. But I can't thank you enough for being here.
Thank you.
Your energy is simply infectious, and I knew from the first time I met you some years ago that our paths would cross. I'm happy that it did in this space.
I'm happy too.
We've come to the part of our show. Have you seen the Epic Intention cards?
What
no,
is it?
Well, our purposers know all about it. My crew knows all about it. I love intentions. Is something that we absolutely guides us here on Chasing Purpose. And these Epic Intention cards were created by Stacey Hines. There's so much power in these cards. Nice. I'm not going to talk too much about them. I'm just going to hand them to you. You shuffle up the deck.
Oh Lord, shuffle. A long time I do that. Been a minute, but let me try. So okay. I think I'm
Pick a card.
Pick a card.
Yeah, anywhere.
This is 1 year.
Okay, that's your card.
Oh, this is mine. Okay, I keep it.
Yeah. And I'll pick from the same. See, I'll pick from the same. All right, go ahead and read.
Wow. I have wisdom. I seek to learn from the highest source with the understanding that knowledge is power and self-knowledge is self-empowerment. Wow. Them something no, someone need a pack. This is powerful.
Okay. Mind you, I don't know how long we've been using these cards on the show. There's 52 in the deck, and I have yet to pull the same one twice. This one says, and the artwork is beautiful, I am forgiving. I release the negative thoughts about those who have hurt or wronged me, replacing this with loving kindness towards them and myself. And just a quick, I had a conversation last night with a coach or therapist of mine last night about this very thing, and forgiving and healing and moving past. Like there's power in forgiveness, guys.
Big power.
Forgiveness. Teasea, again, thank you for being a part of Chasing Purpose. Where can our audience find you?
Well, REVE Jewelry, REVE, it's a French stranger, REVE Jewelry, which is JEWELLERY.com. And our social media, like REVE Jewelry, we're right on Twitter, we're on Instagram. My personal page is Teasea Rev Bennett. And Teasea spelled my parents, Teasea, is like Teasea. Teasea Rev Bennett. So persons can reach out via social media, really. And I usually, I'll get back to you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's wonderful.
Understand that your life is now. Realize what you are truly capable of. Be bold. Find your voice, for this is your time to shine. Remember, the great Bob Marley reminds us to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. God bless and good night.
Now you're being it harder. Ooh yeah. I sleep at them. I sleep at them. I sleep at them. Just carry me through everything. I have no fear for anything. Jah gave me all the strength I need to make it through this world I was born in. Rastafari is my peace of mind. Jah, thank you for your loving kindness, for every drop of air I breathe, and for waking me up this morning. And when I'm trotting in the streets today, please, Jah, never leave my side. And every day the same prayer I say, and I'm saying it to one more time. Yeah, trotting in the streets I pray. And Jah, beg you please, never left I and I. Oh, never leave I and I. Rastafari, in my eyes I can't see all the possible things people could be. Jah, be my guide, cause I can only protect my flesh. But people wear disguises, help me realize. Teach me love unconditionally. Can't go around preying everybody. The closest of friends will deceive you badly. I learned that Rastafari is my family. So when I'm trotting in the streets today, please, Jah, never leave my side. And every day the same prayer I say, and I'm saying it to one more time. When I'm trotting in the streets I pray, I'm begging you please, never left I and I. Oh, Jah,
don't you leave. Inna me going out and inna me coming in, please watch over I. Protect my family when I no localize. When chatting through these streets, keep my focus right, no oversight. A battlefield, this life is so much light. But with you as my guide and shield, any pain I man feel, time will heal, yeah. It's a joy to know it's sign and seal. Confident in the victory, anytime you see the naughty
trotting in the streets today. Please, Jah, never leave my side. And every day the same prayer I say, and I'm saying it to one more time. When I'm trotting in the streets I pray, Jah, never left I and I. Oh, Jah, please.
in life. In life. Like royalty, royalty. Hey. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to set it in a right. Never ever have to think twice, no way. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to set it in a right. Never ever have to think twice, no way. Me used to sleep on Stagger Coach. Me used to sleep on Corey Coach. Them and they never left me out. Me used to live at Eddie House. Me never keep me own a key. She keep my used to let me out. Me bring him with me go LA. It's like a him get nominated. Watch the Grammy side of me. Cause how much people can you say would feed you when you're hungry, when you're broke, then bless you with money. But I have been so fortunate, surrounded by so many people, make sure say me go pathetic. And them the thing me can't forget. Your daughter and my daughter wants me living, she no happy fret. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to set it in a right. Never ever have to think twice, no way. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to set it in a right. Like royalty, royalty. Hey.
Man, I set it like G-A-God. Remember when me get me first under a card. Cartel say Clarke upper than it did record. Shell the world me first, it record. Call me blessed, them reaping the reward. Make me first meal, remember when me used to starve. Pull up Irish town Benz in a garage. Pops Scholar protege, them cannot sabotage.